what I don't understand is the center of the universe and the center of star royal crown being the male and the female. The handful of people who know what that actually mean or did in ancient times and moving forward at all time, why they would allow a fractured lend, Fractured, when someone is sutured, Sutured, into a system. In this modern era, they have shoelaces, and you pull them and you tie them taut and tight. Back in the day, the sutures was the coronal, sagittal, and occipital suture of the fontanelles, the three fontanelles that started, and then they fractured, but then they sutured back together. That's how your skull is formed, Skull. So your skull, when you're an infant, to get through the birth canal, your skull starts with I want to say ossified, but it's calcified. It's calcified, bony plates, and then the osteoclasts. I believe it's osteoclasts, right? Blasts are the ones that break it down. So clasts, they multiply, and they grow the bone in the fontanelles, which eventually become the hard plates in your skull that suture together. Fun facts that no real human walking around without a medical degree knows. But anyway, so the sutures there. It's just easier in cross-continental or transcontinental to talk in medical terms with body parts and actual visuals. So this way we don't get our words mixed or minced in meaning, and that bone placement stays consistent throughout all areas, space, and time, because the human's genetic whatever's under their skin, their endoskeleton doesn't change at all. All right, so the endoskeleton, per se, of the center of stem, they're not a lendable, Lendable, source. It's not like taking out a library book from the public library and handing it to a friend going, oh, you can give it back to me when you read through the end. It doesn't work that way in big boy territory and big girl territory. Being that I'm the only girl, so yeah, big boy territory, it doesn't work that way. Hitler didn't want to lend his wife out to TEOFRIO or ROEMER, ever. Or any other asshole that wanted to hold her hostage while parasites and leeches, drained her of every, morsel of, nutrition. Do you get that? I want to make sure you get your facts straight. Because I spoke to somebody, and they were like, well, explain to me what torture means to you. Torture. Because where I'm from, and, we have museums. Do you have museums? I'm like, I've peeked into one of your museums. I said, don't tell me which one, it doesn't matter. I was like, they're all the same. And he's like, yeah, I was wondering that. So the Museum, I was like, what's in your museum that you want to reference, just so we have an accurate record? He goes, well, there's these metal, they call them medieval, MIDEVIL, torture devices. I was like, right. I was like, paint me a picture. What do these pieces of equipment look like exactly? I was like, I just need to know the actual unit of what you're speaking of. Don't paint me whatever they told you. I don't want their painting. I want to know, what did you see with your eyes? What did you witness? And the guy was like, well, it looked like almost like a bear trap. He's like, where I come from, there's a lot of woods. They put out a claw thing that when the bear steps on it, it traps the paw, so this way it keeps the people inside safe. He's like, it almost looked like that. He's like, is that what they're doing to you in the future? And I was like, oh boy. I was like, which future? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I heard them talking about something. He's like, and I know you're godly, so he's like, I just want to make sure that I understand. He says, I know a couple of different languages. And I said, okay, so here's the thing. I don't feel I'm not going to grow up in an area ever, whether I'm with the man that wants me or the other two problems that they're trying to set me up and create for the world I'm entering. I said, so I'm not an aficionado in torturing devices. However, I said, the animal emotion of when it gets its paw stuck and it can't get its leg out and it's stuck deciding, well, to live, I might have to chew my leg off and to get away from my captor because the animal doesn't know that it's caught or why it's caught. I was like, so that animal emotion of having to decide how to get away from being trapped in a situation that you didn't create, that somebody else more evil than you created. And I know you humans don't think that you're ever evil, but you are. So I don't, the emotion that the animal feels, that's how I feel in the future. If I'm not with Hitler at anywhere in space and time, I feel like the animal who was caught in a bear trap, BEAR, TRAP, torture device, TORTUREDEVICE, created by man. Whether they think they're saving themselves or not, I wasn't a threat to anybody, and I wasn't even walking in the woods. They just created this trap device and thought I was a threat, and then here we are. So I'm hoping that humans are smart enough to know that I'm not the threat. I'm the one they call upon as God of godly things, and who always tells the truth, good, bad, or ugly, to all of you, to try to help you by allowing you to understand both sides of the equation, so there's a lot less hatred and a lot more fixing of where the children are landing and the major security concern and breaches that you all keep doing for the stupidest fucking reason. So if I'm not with Hitler, yeah, any kind of human that created the device that chained me into this paddock, PADDOCK, and left me here by myself, defenseless, with a chained device on my arm, torture device no less, that you all knew about, and your relatives knew because they're the ones that okayed it and designed it, and then lied to everybody about it. Yeah, those people, I have no fucking sympathy for them. They fucking die, nobody's fucking crying. So I don't understand why I became the fucking enemy of every state ever created when I'm in charge of the Mundolla and the safety in every time all area space, and you fucking asshole humans with some kind of greedy whatever shit you fucking do in asshole science and stealing territory, dude. You see, like, my genetics in center size stem and the ones that don't look human, the ones that have craft that just, it's like light, just lightning, like flash, and they're gone. Right? You've seen some of those, yeah. And then I got even faster stuff that you don't even fucking see. It's like, did you? And you're like, wait, what was that? What was that? Wait, did I just see something? Right, yeah, I've been in the room with a couple of you when the fucking moment changes like that, like a fucking kaleidoscope. My one friend, Nicole, Morocco, I slept over at her house one night, and she's like, oh my god, you were just talking, who's this boy Nicholas? She's like, I don't know, you were telling him how much you love him, and how you didn't want to leave him, and I was like, wait, what? And I woke up, and I'm like, Oh, I was like, no, wherever I was happy. I want to go back to sleep. I don't want to wake up with you, Nicole Morocco. She's like, oh, gee, thanks. And I'm like, I don't know, like, it was perfect where I was. I was where I was supposed to be. I was like, I hate waking up human. Like, and she used to always say, she's like, what planet are you from? I'm like, planet only child. I don't know. Apparently, you and I, we come from two different solar systems. I swear to God, that's what you say. And then, at the same sleepover, I was down at our couch, and she's like, I don't know, I'm looking at you. She's like, I want to do this. She's part Japanese and part Hispanic. And she's like, I don't know, I want to do this to you while I'm talking. Like, I'm getting through to the other planet, or planet lonely child, or whatever. She's like, I don't know why I'm doing that. She's like, I don't know, it just came to my mind. And I'm like, sure it did. I'm like, I'm just curious. Like, I was like, anything else happen? Like, are you okay? Like, did you go somewhere, like, for a minute, and then you came back to planet Earth? I'm like, you okay, Nicole? And she's like, funny. She's like, that's what I would say about you, but I'm the one doing this, thinking it's some kind of signal you and I shared at some point. She's like, now I sound crazy. And I'm like, welcome to Earth. So, that all happened. And, like, she was the one who was, like, she lived in Hicksville, Hicksville, and looked like Dora the Explorer, Doraexplorer. And she was the one who was in love with the big purple dinosaur with the green belly named Barney, Barney. I don't know, she had some crazy obsession with that. Yeah, so that's that. So I don't know why you fucking humans built some kind of torture device and trap for someone who's actually a star being, a star goddess, and in charge of a lot more important shit than just humans. In fact, I fucking, like, look really down on humans, being that they're so fucking stupid and so quick to fucking collapse their entire security networking system, and then, like, expect the girl who you fucking trapped, abused, fucked, and the whole fucking branch of her, like, genetic line in, you fucking couldn't get real, straight, the act right, the partnership right, the money part right, the caring for her right, the country part right, the language part right, the keeping the shit to yourself right, and, like, getting your white right put together quick right. Yeah, okay. Fucking, I don't know what the fuck humans expect. I mean, you fucking all die tomorrow like that in a blink of an eye. I'm not crying. I don't fucking, the man upstairs? Oh, you mean the padre in the Catholic Church? The Argentinian Hispanic that I put in charge? The Spaniard? Right, yeah. I'll tell him not to cry for anything in America, USA, or Russia, or Western Europe, since they've forsaken the Lord, and, like, the one goddess on the planet that was expected and respected and trusted, and all area fucking humans failed her, her parents, her grandparents, and fucked her over by giving her a really shitty human existence, and then expecting her to explain it to them so they could save their own asses somehow. I don't know. Yeah, nobody gives a shit. If I could care less, I really can't. You've given me nothing, and I feel nothing for humans. That's how fucking horrific and shitty you fucking are in United States, state of New York, Western Europe, and Russia, and the Federation, and the U.S. Congress. I fucking can't stand a single fucking one of you pieces of shit. I don't care. Christian, Episcopalian, nobody gives a shit. You get that? The words that you speak mean nothing. Oh, I left Jew out. Yeah, nobody gives a shit about you, especially. Get it? Great. Nobody's fucking special in this world. Everybody's a piece of shit. And if I could get rid of, like, the majority of you assholes and only keep, like, the good guys that know how to make a rabbit stew, they like the woods, and they like the mountains, and they like women, great. And then they can wear a uniform every now and again and, like, be respectable. I will take those guys and save them, all, like, 10 of them, and then I'll fucking get rid of the rest. Let's start the population over. I'm done with humans.